daughter, Grace?
How old is Katie? She's going, oh, her birthday is next week on the 17th. She's a St. Patrick's Day baby. I think she's going to be 28.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I love that I'm not the only one that loses track of my children's ages.
I never know. It bugs the heck out of her that I don't know how old she is.
Now, do you have any other children, or is she your only child?
No, our oldest is in New York, and he's a portfolio manager at a hedge fund. And the number 2 is a son. He's in Los Angeles, living at her house that she moved out of, actually.
And where in Los Angeles did you reside, Hisa?
In Boyle Heights.
Yes.
Oh. How many kids did you have, Hisa?
How many kids do you have?
I'm glad I have one.
Was she difficult? Tell us the juice. Was she difficult?
But she gave me 3 grandchildren. So
hey, Mia, don't go there. That's
now I want to go there.
Oh my gosh, I was an awful teenager.
I find that hard to believe.
Oh, it was really bad.
Let's not go there. I think Grace was very rebellious.
Totally.
Well, we were talking about this in the last conversation about, what, I don't have children, so who's going to take care of me? Because my husband is 8 years older, so I'm just gonna, you know what, Grace and Hisa, I'm just gonna move in with you because clearly you got, Hisa's a good caretaker.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'm gonna need some being taken care of.
That's something we worry about. It's like, who will be there for us? Because in this society, we're not really, we can just be shoved aside very easily as we get older,
Right.
So we often wonder, who's going to take care of us? What's it going to be like? And all we can hope is that we have maybe a good, net of, safety net of friends that we can build upon. So when we get to be that age, we have a support system as well. Because in a lot of Latin American countries, the support system extends, past just the blood family. It's, your next door neighbor, the person down there, whoever you run into. I mean, it's a different kind of, I don't know, it's a different kind of relationship in a way. And I don't know, we'll see what happens.
Well, see, so I don't even, like, you and I are friends, but you're family to me, and
right.
You've met some of my family, some of my family members, and I just feel like I know exactly what you're talking about, where there's the blood relatives, but then there's the people who go outside of that, who feel like you can count on them to take care of you.
Yeah.
and be there, at your the times of need, like getting older. So
yeah, talking,
So we're going to get that commune going. And do you feel like society still values who you are at your age?
I'll answer that for her. I think her view of society may be different than most people. Where she grew up on Terminal Island, as I mentioned,
yes,
they're a very close-knit group, and they, up until pre-COVID, they were meeting twice a year. And I promised her that when she moved here, we would go back twice a year for these events. And they're called Terminal Islanders. And the Japanese American community is pretty close-knit. So from that perspective, I would say that she absolutely always felt valued, because as a culture, Japanese culture, we respect our elders.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't think she ever felt that way, where she was disowned or not valued.
And how beautiful is that?
Well, that's the way it should be as we get older. You know, that's what I love about, you know, those cultural aspects of some, you know, some ethnic groups. I think it's great that you know, we value, you know, the wisdom and the age and just, you know, a beautiful person who's going to be 100 years old, who can share so much. Because I mean, her experiences in life are like, you know, probably things that we're doing wrong right now, we're just repeating, and she's probably saying, here we go again, you know, because they've already lived it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just very, very interesting how we really, I mean, at least I feel that way, that we don't really, I don't know, hold that on an altar, you know?
Well, it's kind of, you bring up this interesting point, and it's sort of one of our questions is, you know, how do you feel about younger people or older people? I mean, in your case, he said, do you know anyone besides your one friend who's older a little bit? How do you feel about younger people? Do you feel like younger people are making mistakes that you're like,
No. I have a lot of young friends too, and I have a lot of niece and nephew that I, you know, contact with them, and they're all nice. So I don't feel any difference with the younger one.
so live and let live?
And they treat me like a regular, you know, aunt. So
Yeah. Well, they call you and they talk to you. You don't have to make the effort.
I think that's uniquely different too, is when
they don't stay away from me. They all come to me and they talk
Exactly.
to me. So I feel that old.
You know, you feel wanted. You feel, yeah, you have a place, you know, and that's really beautiful. Because a lot of, you know, like older people that I run into, it's, you know, the opposite. You know, they're just like, you know, their family hasn't called them, you know, or this is happening or that's happening. And I think that's just so sad that, you know, that we don't take care of that. We don't take care of, you know, someone in need that way
yeah.
in our own family. Mhm.
And especially now, I know it's been really difficult with the virus happening and nursing homes, and wow, you're so lucky that your family unit is together. Hisa and Grace, you know, it's great that you guys can be under the same roof and be together. I mean, you know, so many families are separated right now, and I think there's, you know, with the vaccine, it's improving, and but yeah, it's some people haven't seen their family members in, you know, a year. I haven't seen my family in a year except through Zoom. And, you know, my parents are getting up there, and, you know, so it's nice to stay connected when you can. And I think it's great that you have these regular trips. Or do you plan on going and seeing your friends when you can fly safely again?
Yes, she was very bummed that we weren't able to go in January and last June because they canceled the events. Unfortunately, her brother passed away last November,
Oh, I'm
and
sorry.
she insisted on going to the service in Los Angeles. So we flew her out there. We went with her and we made a trip, and while we were out there, we saw family, and we're very safe about it.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that could be talking about the pandemic. Part of the culture is in Japan, people wear masks. If you're sick, you just put a mask on as a
Yeah.
courtesy to other people. And also, in general, it's not like Italians or Hispanic culture where you see family and you're hugging and kissing. Even with your family or even for business, you don't shake hands or hug and kiss. You bow.
Yeah.
There just isn't that kind of huggy kissy type. It's not that kind of a culture. So I think that goes a long way too.
So Sixto, we're gonna die sooner because you and I are Mediterranean, and
Yeah. Hug and kiss.
I'm gonna die really soon because I'm just an attention whore.
As long as I'm here, they could keep up their culture, Japanese culture with it. I remind them.
Oh, you remind them, huh?
Yeah.
And what's that like for you guys?
Well, there's all these little rituals and things that she does because it's the first of the month, or on New Year's. New Year's is a bigger bigger deal for her than Christmas because we're not Christian. And it's
New Year is a very big celebration in Japan. So I used to live in California. They all used to come over on New Year Day to my place.
And what would you do?
she just puts out this spread, and I guess it's not unlike here where in the South, you have to eat black beans, I think, or something like that. And there's
Black eyed peas, I think it is.
Okay, peace.
And so there's these certain foods that you have to eat that signify different things, and you have to totally white glove the house because you don't want to carry over last year's dirt
Yes.
into the new year.
That's the Latin tradition, the same
Wow.
thing. You clean out the house.
And you pay all your debts, and if somebody dies, you have a Buddhist service on the certain 3rd year, 7th year. I'm making these up because I can't remember, 13th year. And you just get the family together and have that service. So there's just all these traditions, and she's the last one of her generation in our family.
Wow.
So my cousins and I are taking notes.
Yay!
We have
That
to
is so
document
good.
stuff.
Yeah,
When I turned 60, so 60 is a very big year in Japan, and my mom wanted to throw a party, and I did not want to have one. But a friend of mine said, the party is not for you, it's for everybody else.
Exactly.
So you should just go along with it. So I said, well, okay, if I'm going to do that, then let's do it big. And we had this huge party in LA at the Ballast Point in Long Beach. So it was a pretty good show.
Why is 60 considered a big year?
What do you call 60?
Hmm?
60th birthday. What do you call it?
What do you mean?
There's a name for it.
Oh,
Kandeki.
99 was a hakuju.
60 is kanneki. It's like a rebirth.
60 is a kandeki. There is 70, 80 all the way through. And 99 was a hakuju. It's a white birthday.
So for the 60th, you wear red, and for 99, we were going to do this big party in LA for her 99th, but we couldn't. So I'm hoping that things will open up so we can do for her 100.
I
Well,
think
what
this
color do
thing's
you
not
wear
going
for
to be
100?
over.
Pardon?
What color do you wear for 100?
I've been trying to research that. People have, even in Japan, they have different. You could do gold or white or red.
I feel like purple is also a great color. It's a very royal,
Yes. Someone said that too.
Like just feels like the queen's color, like the just, very regal.
Get her a crown. Let her be a queen for her 100th birthday.
You're a queen-ager.
Don't think about age as you go along. Just
It's true.
yeah, and then soon you'll be 99.
Yeah.
Too soon.
We can only
It's very
hope,
true.
right? We can only hope.
It's very
Yeah,
true.
We have
but
fun.
I think doctors have a lot to do, keeping you alive like this. I go to the doctor, I trust him and everything, so I take a lot of medicine.
But you're listening to the doctor, and you have, the ability to go outside and to walk.
Mhm.
And, on your walks, do you feel like that's kind of like your meditative, you're kind of like, placed or time to connect for your mental state?
Yeah.
What do you think about when you walk?
Nothing. I just walk naturally. I'll tell everybody to walk.
Yes.
I was too late. Started in 80. I started walking. But they should be walking when they was about 40 or 50 years old, and they should be walking.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Okay, I'll get started.
Get started.
You hike, Mia,
I know.
I do.
for your time. I don't want to keep you much longer because I know it's
It was
probably
fun.
past your dinner time.
Thank you
maybe.
for doing this. And both of you, thank you very much.
Wonderful.
Anything else you want to say?
Mm,
Anything you want to say?
no,
Okay.
Well, we loved your wisdom. We loved what you brought to the conversation. And of course, you're both just so gorgeous and beautiful. So thank you for being on Diva Talk.
Thanks for
Just-
having us.
just get old gracefully, that's all.
Exactly.
I love it.
Get old
That's
gracefully.
gonna be its own little gift. We're gonna make a gift out of that.
Get old gracefully and in good company.
And with love.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much.
I go day by day as it goes along.
Yeah.
Stay tuned next week for our continued conversation about age.